Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you the kind of filtration system that you want for a planted tank, the most ideal. And I'm going to show you how to increase the effectiveness of that filter by many, many times, very inexpensively and cheaply and quickly too. So, what do you want for a planted tank? Well, you don't want your classic waterfall over-the-top filtration system. That's going to create a lot of water agitation, and as you can see with my submersible filtration system, there isn't a lot of agitation of the water. You can see the water's flowing around. I just fed it right here, so it's a little, got gunk right there. However, there's not much water agitation. It's not disturbed very much. That is going to greatly help the retention of CO2 in the water. When you have a lot of water agitation, CO2 will diffuse very, very quickly out of the water and into the air. And of course, you don't want that. I want a lot of CO2 down in here for the plants. And if you have a CO2 system, pressurized CO2 from a canister, if you have a lot of water agitation, you're talking about going through your canisters like twice as quickly because of that wasted CO2. That's literally just kind of, you're pumping it in and it's diffusing it out. So you're wasting money there if you have a CO2 system. If you're curious, I don't use a CO2 system. This is the Wallstead method. So the CO2 is produced by the soil, aerobic activity of the soil. So what kind of filter do you want? Well, not the over-the-top one. Submersible is best because, like I said, it reduces the water agitation. You can see a current coming through here, but there is not a lot of agitation of the water like you would see from a waterfall. So this is going to optimize the CO2 loss and make that very minimal. In addition to that, I have tropical river fish in here, and I have the water coming out in a line down that filtration system, and it's pointed at the back wall. And as you can see, it's flowing that way, and then it loops around. As you can see, the current comes around here, and you can see the movement of the water up here. So you have a lot of water circulation. You want a lot of water circulation, and if you have river fish, they're going to really, really enjoy that little current. They're much happier in it. It's much more like their natural habitat. And that current is going to keep the water fresh. It's going to keep the nutrients flowing over the plant leaves so that they can, get all the nutrients they need. And it's really the most optimal way to do it. So how do you increase the biological filtration of your system? Well, you don't do it by adding more activated carbon. I'll say that right now. It's a tip. If you have a planted tank, do not use activated carbon. It removes nutrients that your plants need. So all you want is similar to what I have here. Stick that back there. So this is 3-stage. These are the 2 mechanical filters, and this is the biological filter right here. Mechanical filters is basically just a sponge, and a finer one here. It's going to catch your debris, things like that. And this is the biological filter. What's in there is a material with a lot of surface area. That's it. There's nothing to that material. It's just got a lot of surface area, and water flows through that. So after about a month, when it reaches a steady state, because that's how long it usually takes, you're going to have a good bacterial colony on that surface area. The more surface area you have, the more bacteria can call it home and process the toxins in the water. So the way you increase this is you actually go out and buy volcanic rock. Now, you can go to a pet store and buy volcanic rock like this. You can see it's very porous. So that basically equates to a lot of surface area, and it just goes and goes and goes. I will show you some pictures of it under the microscope right now. Hopefully I'm editing that video and you should be seeing it on the screen. So as you can see, lots of porosity. I'm assuming you're looking at the picture. Let's hope I did this right. Anyway, okay, back to this. So what I did, don't go to Home Depot and get this. This costs like $7. Petco. Go to Home Depot and buy a 40-pound bag, because that's as small as they sell it, of volcanic rock. It's for like $7. So instead of this, you can get a 40-pound bag of it. People use it to decorate their lawns and stuff. So you take that, then you have a mortar and pestle, and you basically break it up into small pieces. And I will show you right here. Pop this open. I'm going to remove the biological filter right here. and simply there. Okay. These white pieces right here, this is what the filter came with, and as you can see, it barely fills up half of it. This is something with a lot of surface area. I'm not sure what it is exactly. I'm sure someone in the comments can tell me. But it's got a lot of surface area, but not quite as much as this volcanic rock, as you can tell by the magnifying, the microscope pictures. This has a lot of surface area. The smaller pieces, the smaller the pieces, the more surface area you're going to manage to fit instead of, like, big chunks. You do want as small pieces as you can, but not going through and falling through, obviously. So keep them as small as you can without, with them staying here. So that's it. That's how you can very inexpensively and effectively increase the biological filtration power. The bacteria is going to colonize the surface area of all this, and it's going to process that ammonia that's flowing through it and break it down into something less toxic so that there's no ammonia in the tank. And it's going to be able to process, basically, as you can see, there's more than double of that volcanic rock as the white stuff. So I already know it's more than double the filtration power. It's going to be even more than that because of the surface area and the size. The smaller size, more surface area, and the sheer, just because the volcanic rock has more surface area than the other thing, it's going to have, it's going to be, we're talking triple, quadruple the amount of filtration power. So that's really good. So that's what I would recommend, guys. Yeah, if you want to increase the biological filtration, do that. You're not going to see an effect right away. Of course, bacteria doesn't just latch on and start growing. You have to give it a month for the colonies to build up to a sufficient population enough that can process that ammonia flowing through it, and that does take some time. So if you're doing this and you're expecting to dump a whole bunch of fish in and having to just process it because you're like, oh, it's going to be 5 times more processing power, it's not going to happen right away. There's nothing on that volcanic rock. So you do need to give it about a month, so monitor those ammonia levels if you're doing this method, because it's not going to be an instant thing. So how to increase that faster, like your bacteria colonies? Use something like Fluval Concentrated Biological Booster. There's many different kinds of brands of this. Stability by C-Chem, also a good product. These are all concentrated bacteria. You add them like every day a little bit, and it speeds up the process of colonizing there. So yeah, to sum up, what you want for a planted tank is a submersible water filter to create a nice flow, nice water circulation, which is important for many reasons. The fish like it. Makes it like their habitat. The water circulation is very good for the plants to ensure that they get the nutrients flowing over the leaves, because aquatic plants absorb nutrients from the leaves just as much as they do from the roots. So they absorb it straight from the water column, so you want that water circulation. You don't want a lot of water agitation, which is why you go with a submersible. Helps with that CO2. And also, sorry, I got distracted there, text. Yeah, use volcanic rock, break that up, put it in, you're good. And that circulation, it just really looks really nice. I could sit here and just watch as everything's like swaying in the current and the fish are playing. It's really nice. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Check out my YouTube channel where I ramble on about various other topics. Have a good one.